Hey everyone, today we are going to be simplifying fractions using the greatest common factor. So you can see here in step 1, it says to find the greatest common factor, and that's what we've been working on for the last couple of days. Except this time, instead of being presented to you as two separate numbers, it's going to be presented as a fraction. We're still going to do the same process. So I'm going to take this smaller number and I'm going to write those factors first. So the factors of 6 are 1 times 6 and 2 times 3. Then I'm going to start with the biggest number. And I'm going to say, is 6 a factor of 24? My answer is yes, because 6 times 4 equals 24. So my greatest common factor is going to be 6. So I got lucky and it was the first number that I had to use. Then in step 2, it says divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. So whatever I do to the top, I must also do to the bottom. So I'm going to do 6 and 6. And you can see the outline of the 1. That's because 6 divided by 6 is 1. So I'm keeping this a true statement by doing the same thing to both the top and the bottom. So 6 divided by 6 is 1, and 24 divided by 6 is 4. And then step 3 says write the simplified fraction. This means that 6 over 24 is equal to 1 over 4. Part B is another example. So it says simplify the fraction 12 over 24. Again, instead of just being listed as two numbers, it's just listed as a fraction. We're still going to use the smaller number. So I'm going to start with 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and 3 times 4. And I'm going to start with 12. And I'm going to say, is 12 a factor of 24? The answer is yes. 12 times 2 is 24. So my greatest common factor is 12. Again, we got lucky. The first number is the one that worked. So now I'm going to do my division. So I'm going to divide the numerator and the denominator by the greatest common factor. So I've got 12 over 24. And I am going to divide both the top and the bottom by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, and 24 divided by 12 is 2. So 12 over 24 is the same as 1/2. Okay, in my next example, I'm going to start with 26. 1 times 26, 2 times 13. So I start with 26. 26 does not go into 32. They're too close together. So I know that doesn't work. 13 does not go into 32 because it's 13, 26, then 39. So that doesn't work. But 26 and 32 are both even, so I know that 2 works for both of them. So I am going to divide this fraction by 2 on both the top and the bottom. 26 divided by 2 is 13, and 32 divided by 2 is 16. So here's my greatest common factor, or my simplified fraction. For part D, I'm going to start with 5. 5 only has 2 factors, 1 times 5. And 5 does go into 15. So my greatest common factor is 5. So I'm going to divide by 5 over 5. And 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 15 divided by 5 is 3. For E, I'm going to start with 20. So 1 times 20, 2 times 10, 4 times 5. And I'm going to start with 20. Well, 20 does not go into 30. 10 does go into 30. So my greatest common factor is going to be 10. So I'm going to divide by 10 on both the top and the bottom. 20 divided by 10 is 2, and 30 divided by 10 is 3. So that is my simplified fraction. We are going to complete some more practice on this and take a quiz in a couple of days.